Hello, welcome back. Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger. February 1st, 2022. Happy Chinese New Year. 新年快乐. Year of the Tiger. So let's talk about Tiger. Tigers are scary. There's no doubt about that. And one of the things that make tigers such a scary animal is like most of the cat family, with a few exceptions, tigers are ambush predators. Despite them being big and strong and powerful, a tiger does not go up to a deer and say, "Okay, I'm going to eat you. Prepare to defend yourself. I'm going to kill you now." No, it doesn't work that way. A tiger doesn't try to get into a race or competition or any of such nonsense. It doesn't need to show another tiger how badass it is by defeating its prey. Its only goal is to stay nice and low in the tall grass, and then when the prey come close enough suddenly to jump out at the prey, grab them, kill them, eat them. In another word, tiger, like most of the big cat family, or scrap that, most cats, are masters at sucker punches. So today I want to talk a little bit about being sucker punched, being attacked out of nowhere. Because while you can never be fully prepared for it. That's why it's called sucker punch. That's why it's called a surprise. Uh, you just can't always be prepared for it. There are things to look out for. There are things to keep in mind, and if you keep these things in mind and watch out for the signs and be a little bit more paranoid, be a little bit more alert, aware, and uh, be a little bit aware of your surroundings, aware of what's going on, then the chance of you getting into a situation like this may be a lot less. Might still happen, but maybe a lot less. First, let me give you guys a quick example, a very good example of what a sucker punch would be like. Right? Um, this one actually came from my friend, student Tim, who trained with me at the Richmond Martial Art Studio. He shared this story. The only fight, the only fight Tim ever got into in his 52 years of life. And let me say this, Tim is a tall, rangy, very muscular, very strong guy. So we usually think of a guy like that as, whoa, getting into a fight with him would be a really bad idea. And in fact, it would be if he got a chance to fight back. Tim told me this happened when he was like 23, 24 years old. This happened in England, in a pub in his neighborhood. Tim and a couple of his mates, that's what they call buddies over in England, I guess. A couple of his mates were there having a good time. And then there was another group of people that came in, and they were loud and obnoxious, and a few words were exchanged. And the other group said, basically, you guys want to fight? You got a problem? And everyone stood up and was getting ready for a fight. Tim, being tall and strong, walked toward the other group. He said he stopped about this close, about a foot and a half, 2 feet away from one of the guys, the other group. He kind of squared off, getting ready to fight, and then boom! Everything blacked out. By the time he woke up, he was the only person left in the pub other than the bartender. Bartender was putting a wet cloth on his now very swollen jaw. He didn't even see the punch coming. He didn't even realize that they were going to start fighting. It just happened. He walked up to the guy, probably opened his mouth to say something smart because Tim is a kind of a smart ass. Huh? He probably opened his mouth to say something smart, and then boom, right there in the chin, without warning. Okay, that's how it usually goes down. Doesn't matter how good you think you are. Doesn't matter how strong you are. Doesn't matter what kind of dough you do or what kind of dough you don't. Aikido, Taekwondo, Judo, whatever dough you do or you don't. Doesn't matter. You don't deal with that first one, you will just wake up later. Later, if you're lucky, you'll wake up later. Sometimes you never wake up at all. So there's three things to always keep in mind to prevent being sucker punched, to cut down the chance of being sucker punched. I think that most of you would already guess that first one by now. First, most important is distance. Now, before I go any further, because I know someone is going to bring this one up, and someone's going to Johnny. So, how would a blind person uh, avoid being sucker punched? You can't. Okay, this is a sad truth about being blind. Every time we get hit, it's a sucker punch. Uh, we don't ever see it coming. The only time we know that we are going to get hit is when we actually get hit. Unless the person is stupid enough to say, I'm going to hit you now, which never actually happened. Right? So every time I get hit, I'm getting sucker punched because I never see it coming. Okay? Uh, Now, that doesn't mean that if you're blind, there's nothing you can do. There's definitely something you can do. Awareness, distance, all this matter as well. Just not quite as useful if you're blind. Let's talk about distance. Tim made a big mistake of being within arm's reach of the person. When we are this close, when we're within arm's reach, heck, even when we're within leg reach, okay, things happen so fast. Even when people are not trained, when you're this close to a person, and the person can actually reach out and touch you, the amount of time for them to reach out and hit you is that fast, right? I can stand here talking and without even breaking the cadence of my speech or changing up what I'm going to say, I throw out that hit. It's that fast. And that's me not even trying that hard. So when a person is within this distance, there's no way you're going to be able to see it coming in time to do anything about it. Unless your arm's already up, defending yourself, which is going to be silly because you walk up to a guy like this, you have your arm up, you're already provoking the person. It looks like you are the aggressor in public eye, right? So what this tells us is it's very, very, very important to keep some people out of your personal space. And this is easier said than done because we live in a world where sometimes people are very friendly and they come into your personal space and you feel bad telling them to go away. Okay? But would you rather feel bad now or would you rather get hurt and think, oh, I should have kept my distance? I think you would probably rather say something now and feel bad about it. So if you know there's going to be a confrontation, stand at least 2 arms lengths away. Okay? If you want to talk, talk. Okay, let's talk. Right? If the person's trying to come closer, no, 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 you stay over there. You stay over there. If the person keeps coming, even when I say stay over there, stay back, the person keep coming, I am just going to jump in for the attack, right? We'll talk a little bit more about that later in the second most important element in dealing with sucker punch. But if the person ignore your warning to stay away, to keep the distance, then you need to move. You either move away or you move in and take control of the situation. Right? But if the person is moving into your personal space or if you are moving into their personal space, then you know, just keep it in your mind that if they hit you, there's no way you're going to be able to react in time because it's just too fast. Right? Now, a lot of times things like this happen when uh, there's no aggression, no conflict going on. When people get sucker punched, get attacked out of nowhere, usually it will happen in cases of robbery or assault by regular street punk, hoodlums, or sexual assault situation. The person is going to act all harmless and stuff like that. You're standing at the bus stop. The person might be all the way over here in the beginning, so a good distance away. And then they're going to start talking. Hey man, hey how are ya? Good day, isn't it? Huh? Yeah, yeah. I love it, man. It's a really good day. Huh? By the time you let them get this close to where they can put their arm on your shoulder, you're in danger. You're in danger zone. Again, we live in a very friendly world, very friendly society. So most people don't feel comfortable to tell the person, hey, 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 stay over there, right? Because the guy's smiling, the guy's being all friendly. But do you know them? You don't. Do they know you? They don't. So there's no reason for them to come this close, right? At the very least, okay? At the very least, if you really feel uncomfortable to tell the guy to, hey, back off. It's okay when the person, because I do that sometimes. If I sense the person coming too close to me, I will shift my weight and just turn towards them, and my arm will come up to like this, cross my arm in front of my chest, like this. Because this gives me a much better position to block. If they suddenly try to grab me, I can push them away. If they suddenly try to hit me, I can put my guard up right away, right? Another thing, I'm going to start turning my hips slightly to the side, not overtly, but I'm going to start turning my hips slightly to the side. So if they try to sucker kick me in the groin, there's a chance of them getting me on the thigh is a lot higher than them actually getting me in the groin. But it's not going to look overtly weird, right? The person coming, hey Johnny, how are you? Hey, hey, how are you? Right? Nice little turn, crossing the arm. Hey, how are you? I'm already on high alert when at this point, but I am not. I don't need to show my aggression. Right? That's one way to do it. Now, it's not ideal. I would prefer that we tell them to, hey, 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 can you step back a little bit? Yeah, hey, dude, can you stand back? You're making me a bit uncomfortable. It's okay to say that. You're making me feel uncomfortable. Stay over there. Huh? Stay over there. If you have room to maneuver, you can also start moving to the side, moving away from them. Don't start backing up because sometimes people will move towards you with the intention or backing you up. You don't know if there's someone else behind you waiting to grab you, or if there's a corner they can try to back you into. But the moment people try to move towards you, someone you don't know, acting all friendly and suspicious, start sidestepping. Keep turning, keep your eye on them, sidestepping, moving away to the side, right? Keep your eye on them, but always moving. Now, if they don't get the cue, most normal people who don't mean you harm, people who do not mean you harm, will get the cue. Am I making you uncomfortable? It's okay. I'll stay over here. They'll get it. Okay, but if the person starts pursuing you, moving closer, hey, what's wrong with you? What's the matter with you? Then you know something's off. It's time to do something about it. Okay. Again, we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. So distance. Always be mindful of distance. This guy's over here on this side of the room, and I'm over here, this side of the room, assuming I have eyesight. Okay, if I'm blind, and this is all moot point, of course. Um, if I'm here, he's over there, I can hear him, he can hear me. But if he suddenly pull out a knife and come at me, I have time to do something about it, right? If it's in touching distance, or even slightly out of touching distance, and the person suddenly reach behind them, come out with a knife, jump forward, you can't do anything about it. It's too late, right? Always think about that. Always think about that. Now, especially uh, when you're out alone, there's not a lot of people around you. If there's a crowd, then it's a little bit better. Usually, this kind of things won't really happen, crowded situation, unless you just talk to someone's girlfriend at the bar and that person gets uh, vengeful about it. Um, you have to watch out for that kind of situation. But for the most part, really watch for that distance. Okay, keep them out of touching distance, out of kicking distance, out of lunging distance. Huh? Very, very important to avoid that sucker punch. I remember another good example that I personally was there actually that was very uh, very good example of why distance is important. Okay. I was in high school. And there were two of two guys who went out, went uh, they got into a fight with each other. They went out back one on one, real man style. They were boys, but they thought they were real men. And a bunch of us were there watching. Person A beat person B relatively easy, and so but there wasn't a lot of injury. Like it was just like person A knocked person B down, and the person B said he had enough, and that's it. That was it. Person A was very proud of himself, wandered over to the side of the parking lot, squatted down, lit up the smoke, and was enjoying his victory when person B's brother started walking toward him. Now, this is where it got really stupid, right? You just beat up his brother. He's now walking towards you, and he's just squatting there, smoking his cigarette. He saw the guy coming, but he didn't know. He didn't think it's going to happen the way it did. He probably thought the brother is going to come over and say, "Hey, you beat up my brother. Stand up. I'm going to fight you." He probably thought that's what's going to happen. That's not what happened, however. Person A squatting over here, smoking his cigarette. Brother, person B's brother, walking over, hand in his pocket, and just as he got close enough, boom, right in the face. Just steel toe boots, right in the face. Don't forget, person A squatting there, pow, right in the face. Down he go. And then the brother jump in, stomp, stomp, stomp. Stomped him like 10 times before walking away. It happened so fast that those of us that were person A's friend, we didn't even have time to really react to it. We wanted to jump in to help him, but it was done and over with. And of course, yeah, we yelled at the brother with, hey, 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 that's so cheap. Like that, you come on, you got to fight. Give him a chance, man. That's not that's not fighting like a man. The brother, who was a little bit older than us, said, "Oh, I didn't want to fight him. I just wanted to kick him." Person B, who lost the fight, only got a few bruises and uh, contusions, scrapes. Person A ended up in the hospital for days because of the stomping he got. So again, in that very same example, we can see that the tactical error person A made was he assumed that the brother is going to talk to him. He's squatting here smoking his cigarette, didn't even stand up. That's why he got that steel toe boots right in the face. Didn't even have a chance to defend himself. Again, distance. The moment the person walking towards you, person A should have just stood up. Hey, 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 what's up? What's up? Hey, want to smoke? At least he would have been standing. He wouldn't have gotten kicked in the head, right? So again, distance. Remember that. The first element in preventing any kind of ambush attack, sucker punch. Number two, timing. Timing is also extremely important in dealing with sucker punch because a lot of time when you have a sucker punch or ambush scenario, when we talk to survivors and victims, most of the time they knew something was up. They had a feeling that something's up. This guy just keeps walking toward me. I mean, obviously something's up. But they didn't do anything about it. Why? Because the timing is off. Because this is what's going on in our head. We live in a civilized world. So a lot of us are uncomfortable throwing that first punch. We grow up being told if you throw the first punch, you're at fault. So a lot of people have this mental block in doing something about it first, especially when the person is smiling. Hey, how are you? How are you? Okay, this is like the most obvious ambush scenario I can show you. The person's got one hand in his pocket, going, "Hey, man, how are you? Haven't seen you for ages. Long time no see." Right in the belly. Okay, this could be a fist. It could be a knife that come out of the pocket right in there. I think most of us when they throw their arm around us, if we don't know them, we already are tensing up. We already know something's up. But about 90% of us, especially untrained people, will fail to react to it. Because there's a little voice in your head that says, wait for it, don't move, don't do anything. Maybe he's just drunk. Maybe. It's trying to give you the best outcome scenario. Don't listen to that voice. Okay, that voice is going to get you hurt. Listen to that prickle the back of your neck, aka your survival instinct. The moment you feel uncomfortable, the moment you feel something wrong, do something about it. If you overreacted, you can apologize later. Right? Now, I'm not encouraging you guys to walk around and was ready to pull out a knife and kill the person whenever you feel uncomfortable. But what I'm saying is, the moment this arm come around the shoulder and making me uncomfortable, I am already going to, hey, back away. Hey, keep your distance. Okay? I don't know you. I don't know who you are. What's up? You want to talk? Talk. Okay? I much rather being considered rude than get hurt. Okay? If you are rude enough to come into my personal space, then I am assertive enough to, hey, keep your distance, don't touch. Right? Timing, don't wait. Okay? A lot of people, when we talk to people who get into fight and get hurt, a lot of time we'll hear people say, I could have done this. I wanted to do this. And if I did this. And it's all about timing because they're too busy either being scared, which is a normal response, or they're too busy listening to that civilized voice that says, don't do anything. Maybe it's not as bad as you think. Just wait for him to uh, do something first, and then you can react. By the time he does something, it's too late, right? This is not a competition. This is not a fair fight. When the person is coming towards you into your personal space, there's all kind of unpleasant things they can be ready to do to you. Again, I'm not saying that you tense up and as soon as they come into your personal space, you punch them in the face. No. But I'm saying the moment they come into your personal space, the moment you feel that threat, the moment that arm comes around your shoulder, hey, keep your distance. Back up. Back up. Hey, stay there. What do you want? And usually this is when the person, oh, what's wrong with you? Nothing. You make me uncomfortable. Right? Like I said, if I turn out to be wrong, if the person is a good Samaritan, I'll apologize later. I'll buy him a beer. But I'd much rather be safe. So, timing playing very, very important. Uh, and you want to use that in tandem with keeping your distance. When to move away, when to keep that distance, how to move, it's all about timing. Again, don't listen to that little voice in your head that tell you to wait. Eh? By the time you notice something bad is happening to you, it's too late. Okay? You need to act, not react. Number three, and this is probably the most important to those of us who are got some kind of disability or blind, but definitely important to those of you who are uh, sighted as well. Conditioning. I know I've spoken before, and my stance on conditioning is a bit of a mixed bag. I don't believe in over conditioning. I don't believe in no conditioning. I think conditioning is good, but it's something that should come from training and life sparring and scenario drills rather than standing there beating a certain part of your body against a tree all day long. Because you can stand here and let someone pummel you in the belly all day, every day. And then the first time you get into a fight, someone punch you in the jaw, down you go. So much for your conditioning. Okay? That's why I don't believe in overdoing it. But it is very important, especially when dealing with sucker punch. Right? If as a blind person, obviously, sometimes I don't know. I don't notice the person getting close to me until they're already too close. Maybe I'm preoccupied with something, so my timing's off. So the first thing I know is boom, that punch in the gut, or that grab around the neck. Huh? If my body immediately going to shock, if I fail to react even then I probably will be like Tim. I'll wake up a few hours later on the floor in the pub. But if I have the conditioning in my body to the moment they punch me in the belly unexpectedly, rather than going into shock, rather than curling up and cry, I immediately jump in and give them back what they just gave me. Then I have a higher chance, much higher chance of survival. So if you can't develop the timing, if you're not comfortable with telling people to back away, then you're down to your third option: conditioning. Condition, condition, condition. Your belly, your chest, your face, yeah, your head, your arm. Condition yourself to the point where you're not going to cave in on that first punch, on that sucker punch. You still can react appropriately, even after you get hit, get injured. Right? That is very, very important. Um, I heard a very good say actually a couple of days ago, talking about people who get into street fights and brawls and knife fights and gang wars and stuff like that. The people who get into this situation, the people that are scared to get hurt, usually end up getting hurt really, really bad. Because the moment they get hurt, they curl up, they quit, they want to get away. But the people who are not scared to get hurt, the kind of people that will trade you stab for stab, punch for punch, are the people who end up surviving because they end up scaring their opponents away. So conditioning, very important. Again, I'm not saying that you go out there and just start beating your head and arm against a tree all day long, but you should at least have the mental and physical fortitude. So if someone hits you out of the clear blue sky, a punch to the jaw, you can immediately react to it rather than uh, falling down. So quick recap: distance, timing, conditioning. Distance, timing, conditioning. The three most important elements that get you out of uh, being ambushed, being sucker punched. So before I go, I want to give you guys a couple more real life examples of how sucker punches can go down. Just from my own experiences, talking to victims, talking to people who do this to other people. So you guys can have a few examples and ideas of how this usually go down. Number one, this one I used before when I was a teenager. Actually used this many times in fights, very successfully. So watch out for this one. Get into an argument with somebody and you're still at the talking stage, where you feel you're still at the talking stage. You're just talking trash at each other. And the person suddenly says something like, no, you draw me money. They start mumbling. Most people's natural reaction is, what? Eh? They lean in. Huh? What did you say? Uppercut, right in the throat, right in the face. Huh? Johnny Tiger special. Like I said, something that I did before. So watch out for that. This person start mumbling. Don't lean in. You're already in an argument. Don't lean in because there's a high probability that they are doing that. So you come in to range so they can hit you. Right? Number two, again, Johnny Tiger special, something that I've done before. This is very uh, kind of funny actually. Sometimes when you extend a hand towards someone, like, hey, shake hand, high five, the person's hand, a lot of us are mentally conditioned to reach for that hand. right? Watch out for that. Especially again, if you are already in an argument. If the person suddenly, hey, let me shake your hand. Watch, you don't reach for that hand. Because the moment you reach that hand, boom, right in the face, punch right in the face. The person will just shoot past your hand and right in the face, or they'll grab your hand, pull you in, and start punching. Right? So those two, the mumbling, the suddenly offer of a shaking hand or a high five, watch out for those. This next one, again, it's a classic. Like some of you might have even heard this before. Someone on the street comes towards you, hey dude, your shoelace is undone. And what do most people do? Look down. They, where? And that's when they get kicked in the face, knock you right out, take your money, right? Someone comes towards you, hey man, your shoelace is undone. This is why some of my friends that you watch this, you probably have seen me do this before. When you say, hey Johnny, your shoelace is undone, I will not bend over and do it right away. I'll say, okay, thanks. Right? I'll just ignore it. I'll wait until I'm in a safe place where I know I'm not going to get kicked before I check my shoelaces. Okay, so when someone on the street that you don't know suddenly, hey, your shoelaces undone, don't automatically bend down and check. Okay? Make sure that they are not in kicking distance. Make sure you're somewhere safe before you deal with that. Another one. This one happened to someone I knew. Happened about 6 years ago. This guy worked at one of the university. He was doing night shift in a computer lab. He decided to go get himself a cup of coffee. So he was walking on campus in the university. This guy is a goody two shoe kind of guy, never had any enemy in the world. Suddenly, someone went like this, tapping the shoulder behind, hey man, what time is it? Very naturally, he raised his hand and lowered his head to check his watch. The moment his head went down, the person behind him grabbed him in the back of the head, pow, punched him right in the face, kicked him, and knocked him down. And then there was actually two of them. So that his partner came in, and the two of them started kicking him while he was on the ground. This came out of nowhere. Like I said, this guy never did anything to anybody. He had no idea why he got attacked. So this is another instance where uh, these people were looking for that body language where you drop your head. The next time someone asks you, hey, what time is it? Watch your body posture. Watch how, never mind what time is it. Watch how close they are to you first. Right? Rather than immediately dropping your eyes to your watch or your phone, turn towards them, move away, so out of reach. Bring your hand up, your phone, your watch up, keeping your eye on them, at least in your peripheral. Check the time. It's 2 a.m. Right? I know this sounds very paranoid, but this is very important because a lot of these people that are ambush predators, they are very good at studying on what kind of things they can say to get what kind of reaction, what kind of body language. And if they're already close enough to tap you on the shoulder, the last thing you want to do is lower your head to check for the time. Like I said, there's just no way to avoid this altogether because with the examples I gave you guys, you already probably got the inkling that there's probably thousands of ways someone can figure out if they want to ambush you. But if you keep in mind what we discussed today, hopefully it will keep you safe a lot more than if you were unaware. Thank you for checking out today's Tactical Tuesday. We'll be back again tomorrow, Wisdom Wednesday. For now, have a good night.